There's a question most people don't hear in public. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand attention. It shows up quietly, late at night, in the shower, on a random Tuesday when nothing is wrong. But nothing feels right either. The question is simple. If not now, then when? Not how, not what if, just when. And the scary part, you don't need to answer it immediately. You can ignore it. Most people do, but it doesn't go away. It waits. This story isn't about someone reckless. It's about someone thoughtful, someone careful, someone who weighs decisions from every angle, the kind of person who wants to choose right and ends up not choosing at all. From the outside, their life looks reasonable. They're functioning. They're responsible. They're not failing. But inside, there's tension, because every option feels heavy. Choose this path, and you might regret what you leave behind. Choose that path, and you might wonder what if, forever. So they wait, they gather more information, they look for signs, they hope clarity will arrive fully formed, and time passes. Here's a strange truth most people won't admit. Indecision feels safer than a wrong decision. At least indecision doesn't expose you. The call doesn't come dramatically, no disaster, no big failure. It comes disguised as restlessness. A subtle dissatisfaction, a feeling that life is moving, but you're standing still. They hear someone else talk about a leap they took, a job they quit, a risk they accepted, a direction they chose before they felt ready. And instead of inspiration, they feel pressure, not envy, pressure, because the question comes back, louder this time. If not now, then when? And suddenly, someday feels suspicious. Quick pause. Have you ever noticed how "I'm thinking about it" can quietly turn into "I've been thinking about it for years"? Yeah, that one stings a little. Let's keep going. Every hero's journey has a refusal. This is it. Fear doesn't show up screaming. It shows up sounding reasonable. You're not late, you just need more time. You're being smart. Fear loves logic. It asks questions like, what if this closes other doors? What if you're not good enough? What if this is the wrong move? And those are valid questions. That's what makes fear so persuasive. The mind starts negotiating. Maybe next year, maybe after one more sign, maybe when I feel confident. But confidence never shows up first. It shows up after movement. Here's the trap. You start waiting to feel ready for a moment that only exists after you act. And without realizing it, the hero stays in the doorway, not inside, not outside, just stuck. One night, lying awake, the thought shifts. It's not, what if I fail, anymore. It becomes, what if I never find out? And that question lands differently, because failure feels temporary. Regret feels permanent. Every hero meets a mentor. Sometimes it's a person. Sometimes it's a memory. Sometimes it's a sentence that refuses to leave. The truth they encounter is simple, but uncomfortable. Clarity doesn't come before the decision. It comes from the decision. Most people think the brave choose because they're certain. In reality, they choose because they're willing to be uncomfortable, willing to be wrong, willing to learn. This doesn't remove fear. It reframes it. Fear stops being a warning sign and starts being a signal. This matters. Let's be honest. If certainty were required to move forward, no one would ever do anything. We'd all still be deciding what to order for dinner. The hero doesn't wake up fearless. They wake up tired of waiting, not confident, not sure, just honest. They admit something quietly, maybe for the first time. I don't actually need all the answers to take the first step. And that's the moment. The step isn't dramatic. It's small, it's shaky, but it's forward, hands trembling, heart racing, fear still talking. But for once, fear isn't in control. Here's the part movies skip. Nothing immediately feels better. There's doubt. There's second guessing. The mind says, see, you weren't ready. But something has changed. The hero isn't stuck anymore. Movement creates feedback. Feedback creates learning. And learning builds something confidence never could. Self-trust. Each step, however small, creates momentum. And slowly, the question changes from, what if I choose wrong? To, what if this leads somewhere? That shift is everything. One day, the hero looks back, not with regret, with clarity. They see the version of themselves who waited, who overthought, who postponed, and they realize something unsettling. Waiting wasn't neutral, it was a choice. The reward isn't success, not yet, it's alignment. The hero feels awake again, not because life is easier, but because they're no longer betraying themselves. The future doesn't feel infinite anymore, but it feels alive, and strangely, that limitation becomes fuel. Urgency sharpens focus. Time becomes valuable, and the question, if not now, finally has an answer, which brings us to you. Because if you're here, you're probably standing at your own crossroads. A decision you keep revisiting. A path you keep circling. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need permission. You need willingness. Willingness to step before certainty. Because one day, quietly, time will choose for you, and that choice is rarely the one you hoped for. So ask yourself, honestly, not, am I ready? But, am I willing? Willing to feel uncomfortable. Willing to learn, willing to begin. Because courage doesn't roar, it whispers. And it's whispering right now. If this resonated with you, there's another piece that completes this story. Because choosing when is only the beginning. In the next video, the moment I stopped playing it safe, we explore what happens after the decision, when fear is still there, but control has shifted. It's waiting for you on the screen. And remember, the question isn't if you'll choose, it's when,